Unearthing dinosaurs through excavation. Paleontologists all over the world are searching for information about the past. By comparing fossil remains to plants and animals alive today. But first, they must locate, unearth, and study the fossils.
Probably wondering, how do you find fossils? Well, to find fossils, you have to dig. Today, special scientists called paleontologists carefully dig up dinosaur fossils so they can study them. A paleontologist is a scientist who studies fossils. Paleontologists travel the world digging up fossils. It's long, painstaking work. Paleontologists and their helpers chip carefully away at rock and then brush the dust away, being careful not to crack and ruin the fossil. Once they find a fossil, they cover it with plaster to protect it. They pack the larger fossils in crates and send them back to a laboratory. There, the plaster is removed and the fossil is examined.
Once fossils make it to the museum, the real work begins.
Bill, thank you so much for taking the time today to talk to
Field
Museum Access. Thank you so much. I know this is the preparation lab. Explain to me where we're standing. Yes. Okay.
Yeah. So, well, let me put it in context. Most of our collection it's research driven. We go out in the field and we collect fossils that we want to study, and we bring them back. And then the first thing that needs to be done to them is the rock has to be taken off of them. That's a process we call preparation. I was in charge of the preparation of Sioux. Sioux took 12 person years to take all the rock off of. This was built by McDonald's for the Sioux project. I think a lot of people have seen the Jurassic Park movie where they're out in the field and they're just using a little brush and brushing the gravel off the fossil. There it is, fully prepared. Yeah, no, it's not like that. So that's what this room is really all about. Most of our preparation is done under binocular microscopes so that we can really see what we're doing and get only the rock off and not damage the fossil as it's being prepared. And we have a bunch of different tools. I can turn one on, which is sort of fun. You can hear it. It's like a miniature jackhammer. These are air-driven like a jackhammer, and it has a carbide point, very hard point, and it's driven in and out, and that knocks the rock off the fossil.
Oh my gosh, how laborious. I mean, what I can't figure out is, so you have all these pieces and you have no roadmap. So are you basically doing it by just what broke in what way to fit it?
I'll tell you, back in the early days of paleontology, the first dinosaur ever mounted was a duck-billed dinosaur. It was mounted in the 1860s, 1868, I think. It's a dinosaur called Hadrosaurus. It was found in New Jersey. And about 35–40% of the skeleton was found. They had no idea what the missing 60% looked like, so they just carved it, they made it up, they took an educated guess.
Okay.
And of course they were way off. But nowadays, if we find a new duck-billed dinosaur, the missing bones are going to be very similar to the related dinosaurs.
Yeah.
So we rarely now find something that is so unknown that we have no idea what the rest of the skeleton might look like. Right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, every now and then you see something like that, but not very often.
Wouldn't that be fun?
And like Sue, she's the most complete Tyrannosaurus Rex. Now, if somebody finds a partial T-Rex, they know what the rest of it looked like, how big it was based on their specimen compared to Sue. And so we talk about Sue being the most complete T-Rex. Still, by bone count, she's about 70% complete. But a lot of these Green River specimens are 100% complete.
And where is the Green River?
The Green River Formation outcrops in south central western Wyoming. These are basically freshwater limestones. So they had a mineral, calcium carbonate, precipitate out of the water, just like snow precipitates in the air. And so it rained down and covered these dead fish very quickly. And so scavengers didn't have time to get to them and separate them. So they're
pretty intact.
Yeah, remarkable preservation. And another aspect of them being what the so-called Lagerstätte is that you get soft tissue preserved sometimes. So we've got birds with feathers. Just amazing preservation. You can even see the scales, which are sort of hard.
Raised up a little bit. Yeah.
So yeah, these are both percoids. This is the oldest thing that you'll see today. This is from Iowa. It's from a site which documents the very earliest stages of fish getting out onto land. So these are creatures, not this one, but the reason we were there was to collect creatures that we call tetrapods. So they're basically fish with legs. But this guy is a shark. You can see the fins here, big fins,
that's right.
and all the calcified cartilage surrounding it.
Is that what these little dots are?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So they would brush through this, or this has already been exposed?
We very
more or
carefully
less, or-
exposed this until we ran out of bone, and then we made a field jacket. This is actually the downside, but we made a field jacket.
But that's what this is called, a field jacket?
Yeah, this
outer.
is the aluminum foil is the separator, and then the plaster is basically a custom-made carrying case so that we can get these things back to the museum without breaking.
My pterosaur limb bone is very delicate, so it is still in its plaster jacket to make sure it stays protected. Today you will be provided the opportunity to unearth your own dinosaur fossils. Begin by gathering your excavation kit and something to place your materials upon for easy cleanup. It is time to carefully remove the materials from the package and unwrap your dinosaur egg. Now you are ready to unearth your dinosaur. Carefully use the flat or pointed end of your tool to begin excavating. It won't take long before you are viewing bits and pieces of your fossils. Once you have located all the pieces of your dinosaur, proudly display him or her on the provided stand. Look for a tiny hole in the black platform stand and for an added square piece of material on your dinosaur's foot. Press the foot firmly into the platform and your dinosaur should now stand on its own. Paleontologists do not have it as easy as you did. They almost never find all the pieces needed in one location to put the entire dinosaur back together again. Now it is time to stop and reflect upon your fossil digging adventure. Print out the included fossil reflection sheet or simply answer the questions on notebook paper and submit.